Now, what video? Yeah, that's.
Hey, what's going on, man? She been told me you've been looking for me and daylight with a flashlight. Hey, man, I ain't been. Hey, listen here. I heard you and your man been looking for me, man. So, you know. Okay. Now, what's all the stuff y'all been talking? I've been hearing y'all videos. You know, you got your man Blood Boxing saying I'm comparing Ali to Floyd and all this. I mean, what's that about? What's up, what bullshit you got for me, bro? What I got from you? Oh, man, I be hearing your joints, man. Your joints be reckless, man, some of the stuff you've been saying. And I gotta correct you on a lot of things. Even down to the Marquez joint that you were saying about the steroid stuff. And I feel you when you was talking about, pharmacy and all this and all that. But you gotta look at it. He got a strength and conditioning coach that does a lot of that muscle science. So, of course, he's going to be able to have him bulk up in a certain manner. And as he's on steroids, I don't know. And I'm not going to question that or call that, but until he takes the test, everybody is suspicious about it. But you was going all around saying he was training steroids and all this. I mean, you know, they watching that boy. Do you think he's going to put something up in him? I mean, hold up. First, see, this is where you guys messed up. In the video, I told you, there is no evidence that Marquez is on steroids. I told you in the video that this is what people are saying, and I listened for the fans to debate it. That's what my video was about, for the fans. I never told you that Marquez is on steroids. However, we're not being a fool, and we having dealings with people who actually sell steroids and use steroids. I know goddamn well Marquez on steroids. You really can't. I mean, with the way conditioning is now in the science, I mean, I'm not going to go all out and accuse that fool, but that's just like saying Lucas Letice on steroids because he's knocking people out. No, that. Because if you look at the other video I made, I said, I shit on that idea. When people were saying Letice on steroids, I said, there's no evidence to suggest, or not even circumstantial evidence to suggest that Letice is on steroids. Now, it is circumstantial evidence to suggest Marquez being on steroids when, if you look at his physique change at the time he got this man, Heredia, who changed his name, Trevor High, okay, a man who was a proven steroid, a man who bragged about boxing drug tests not being up to par and then being easy to beat. He bragged about this stuff. Now, you expect us, the fans, not to be suspicious? Of course we're going to be suspicious. I'm not going to be suspicious, but you saying like hard work, he can't make that physique with hard work. Well, no, the proper strength training, and everything else. Because you look at Danny Garcia's body, and this is to keep it real with you. I've worked and I've been around his strength and conditioning coach to know enough that he got muscles that he don't even work on just to be able to make 140 pounds. So trust me, it can be done. Dudes can get their body definition straight. Regardless, now I understand it's going to be some suspicion because he's been working with someone who was a steroid dealer, but I mean, to be honest with you, do you think with all this attention and all that light that he would honestly go ahead and inject that bull with something? Absolutely. You know why? Because they're in Mexico, it's legal in Mexico. As long as they do it on Mexican soil, the United States government can't do jack shit to them. So, the fans might but listen, he can shoot it over there, but once he come over here, you know that's a federal offense anyway. Once you come over here with the drugs. See, I know all the ins and outs. Listen, man, I got people who deal with this stuff. If you go over to Mexico, you can take all the steroids you want to. When you come over here, it can be in your system all day. As long as you ain't got the drugs on your person. You ain't got no bag or nothing, no injections, no needles, you fine. You got the steroids. If you bring the steroids over, listen, if you test positive, no matter where you shoot up at, if you test positive for steroids in any type of competitive act with any place that anyone is doing drug testing for, any country, that's it. Like, you're done. You're done. You can't sit up here and say, I'm going to inject you with steroids this city right now. That's not true. That's not true. We just want bull for a little minute. What you talking about? that's what I'm trying to tell you. If you caught, now the only way that we'll know is he take a blood test, right or wrong. No, the only way we'll know is if he take the proper blood test. If he take that, that's what the video is about. So you saying you disagree with my video, but you're not really disagreeing with it. This is what I disagree about. I disagree about you know, basically when you talk, you basically accuse people indirectly, but yet you still try to keep it on an even keel to say, oh yeah, well, to me, and mine was today, and then that's when you jump out the gate with it. That's just the same way when you was on the Kid Chocolate situation when you was talking about Gennady Golovkin. You know, when you was talking about before we go there, I ain't gonna let you duck. Let's stay back on our kids. Let's not go to kids. Let's stay. I'm staying on our kids. We can go to anywhere you want to go to. We can go to anything you want to go to. Marquez, okay, my videos, anybody gonna listen to it, my video asks the question, do you think Marquez is on steroids since this stuff is going on with him and Tim Bradley? Marquez said he don't want to take the minor testing. Okay, that's a fair question. Now, if you didn't like the fact that I asked the question, you should say that. But Wada not going to handle tests. Wada not going to handle tests while he trained in Mexico. They're not going to handle that. Wada trained that. Wada does the testing. Yeah, and I can understand why Tim Bradley is skeptical of USADA because Lance Armstrong didn't get caught. Okay, we know he didn't get caught. Who? What happened? Eric Morales got caught, but yet they tell him too late and close to the fight. Yeah, exactly. So USADA got a history of shady stuff. They let Carl Lewis get away with testing positive. They let a lot of stuff get by. So I can understand why Bradley's saying he want to use both testing companies. And if that's in his contract, then it should be no reason why Marquez, if he wants that title, to say, hey, man, I'm clean, I got nothing to hide. Yeah, we can take the test. Well, you can test you want to. I'm free. We can lie. This is the same thing we're going through with Pacquiao. So if Marquez is clean, he should be able to take the test. That's all I'm saying.
That's correct.
I don't doubt that. I think he should take tests. But in the same hand, I'm not arguing that he shouldn't take the test. Yeah, I think every fighter should take blood tests, and I think they should take it all year round, just not just for a fight. You know what I mean? I think that they should take it all year round, just not for a fight. The same way we did in the Olympics and for Olympic trials and testing. But in the same hand, everybody is always quick to accuse instead of really knowing the facts. You know, when people say, well, because he bulked up like that, he on steroids, that's not true. Because people can work to get their body like that. It's not hard to do. Yes, they can. All I'm saying is, look, you're absolutely correct. People can work out and obtain their goals and fitness. That's a fact. All I'm saying is, for this year, don't say that though. But you don't know. Look, you see, you don't be watching my videos. I watched your video on. You don't expect that. I got a video called right now on my page called Shit I Like Steroids. I'm not talking that still. I'm talking about the Marquez video. You could have came up to all your YouTube people who listen and said Marquez can get his body like that from working hard. Okay, sir, Mr. Hollywood, you have officially lost this debate because I said that in the video. I said that in the video. Say that. I said that in the video. Anybody, go ahead and say you got to be home before you get it, man. If you did say it, okay, but I didn't hear none of that come out your mouth. No, you know why you didn't hear it? Because you watched my video waiting for me to say something for you to come over here and get I listen to everybody. I listen to everybody's videos. I listen to everybody what I got to say. I listen to Blood Boxing, even though it sounds like he got autism. I listen to him. I listen to all y'all. And half of y'all bring up some valid points, but some of y'all get into your emotional bag and start to whine and complain about stuff. And then that's when y'all get on y'all jet, get in y'all bag and start saying some more out-of-pocket stuff. Y'all get like somebody that's not really ducking. Y'all say somebody doing this who ain't doing this. Just like when y'all was talking about the Golovkin joint. Y'all was talking about how, yeah, he ain't fighting nobody and he ain't doing this. But at the same hand, y'all not pushing the real propaganda that these fighters not trying to fight. You know, I mean, y'all say he's not fighting nobody, but he just blew away 2 top 10 middleweights. He don't hold out there. Okay, listen. Now, see? That's what I'm saying. See? I always cover my bases in my videos, but people hear what they want to hear. I told you. I said in the video, I said, why is Galati Golovkin not fighting, calling out Kid Chocolate? Why he not calling out Sergio Martinez? Why is he fighting what you got? And this is what I'm trying to tell you. They called out Sergio Martinez. They've been trying to do the fight with Sergio Martinez. They called out Kid Chocolate. Kid Chocolate don't want to fight him. Tom Leo from K2 Promotions reached out to him several times, reached out to Golden Boy, offered Kid Chocolate a ton of money. He turned down the fight. He said, I don't want to fight.
Hey, look, you gotta show me the paperwork to show that. You know why I say that? Because you can look for people will say stuff. Look, people try to tell me, Floyd Mayweather beat Miguel Cotto. Okay, show me the paperwork. Show me the paperwork.
What I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. They reached out to Golden Boy. They reached out to Golden Boy. Go look for the Prosper fight. Look up Chris Manning's article when Tom Leo sent out an email to Golden Boy asking him to try to make the fight. He doesn't want to fight him. If he wanted to fight him, don't you think the fight would have been made? The fight would have been made last year if they wanted to fight. The Sergio Martinez fight, they're trying to make that fight. Luzabella said, I'm not putting him in with Sergio. He said that right after he blew away Macklin. This dude is trying to fight some dudes. Murray just turned him down. So what did I tell you? He's trying to fight all the top 10 guys. Some dudes don't want to fight him. He just blew away 2 top 10 middleweights, George Proska and Macklin.
Now, you know Proska too small. I keep telling you about Proska. Proska shouldn't even be brought up. He wanted to fight, but Proska's too small, man. He's way too small.
But hold on. At that point, Karceno. At that point, we couldn't say nothing. Proska just blew away Sebastian Sylvester, the former IBF champion.
Yeah, he did.
And Fury was another solid top 15 guy, and he blew him away. At the time, he was ranked the number 8 middleweight in the world.
Yeah, he
so
did.
You can't give him hell on that.
But he took the fight on short notice. He took the fight on short notice.
And he had an 8-week camp. He had an 8-week camp. You can't fight on short notice. Is that you taking a fight within 2-3 weeks? That's short notice. If you got time for an 8-week camp, you ain't taking no fight on short notice. That's not short notice. Anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks is a normal training camp. So you're allowed to train and do the things that you need to do. And he was active because he just came off a fight 3 months ago, so he was active.
Yeah, but the guy worked at the bank. The guy got to go to work for 8 hours. The guy got to go into a bank and work 8 to 10 hours a day. He can't just focus on boxing. He worked at a bank.
You can. You got guys who focus on boxing and work 9 to 5 jobs. Look at Brian Jennings. Brian Jennings works 12 hours a day and still in the gym. You can't say that. These dudes know what they're getting into and that's shame on you if you're going into a fight. Going against a guy who's considered probably the best middleweight outside of foreign talent, outside of Sergio Martinez, you going in there to win. It ain't like he went in there to lay down. He went in there like
I'm just saying, he's too small. He really too small for 160. Proska too small for 160.
Don't get me wrong. He's an in-betweener, 154 and 160. But at that time, he was blowing away top middleweights. I'm not saying the best. The top 2.
And then after that, he called Gabe Rosado. Gabe gave him a workout, but Gabe 154. Gabe 154 coming to 160. I'm like, Gabe is 154.
Well, hold on. Gabe was competitive in the fight for a few rounds.
Yeah.
But after that, Gabe fighting to survive. And we all know Gennady Golovkin was sick 2 days before the fight. He was for cancer.
Yeah, HBO told the world he had a cold.
Yeah, he was real good.
And I guess you believe Michael Jordan had the flu that day. He whooped their ass, huh?
Oh, somebody can't be sick.
No, I don't believe he was sick. I think that's right. That's right. Just like Bud Flowers used to pull that, my finger hurt.
No. Mike didn't have no flu.
But let me ask you a question.
They covered that up. Mike got food poisoned. He didn't have no flu. Mike had food poison.
But let me ask you a question, right? What happened in the next fight when he went against a solid top 10 middleweight? What happened? What did he do? He blew him out the water, right?
Ishida, a guy who was going to retire. Now, I know you ain't
We're not
going to bring
talking
up
about
the Sheeta.
Sheeta. We're not talking about Sheeta. We're talking about Macklin.
Oh, now Macklin's a solid. Macklin's a solid middleweight. I give him that. He's solid, but he can't hurt. He can't hurt him. He was scared. He went in there scared. That boy was so scared he didn't know what to do.
Not a lot of middleweights is going to be able to hurt him, though. Not a lot of middleweights.
Okay, what's stopping him from fighting Darren Barker? Get him in there with Darren Barker. Let's see him in there with Barker.
Darren Barker has a fight coming up with Daniel Gale, and the winner of that is the mandatory. Stern is the mandatory. Gale already said he's not fighting him. Gale said he's going to honor his mandatory. Both of them said they're going to honor the mandatory. So where is he left at? You already know Karceno like I know. Peter Quillen was no part of him, and you know that. Okay, look, there's Peter Quillen.
Quillen is ready for him now. Quillen ready for him now. He calling him out now. He said back then the fight didn't.
Hey, listen, you know why he calling him now. Listen, and this is what I say. If Quillen's saying that he's waiting for an offer, all he got to do, he went out, tell Golden Boy to offer the boy a contract. Offer him a contract to fight. That's all he got to do. And I guarantee you his people will accept with no problem.
Yeah, because he said back then, he's like the fight didn't make sense. He's like Golovkin was an already experienced Olympian pro. This guy was just, he was like, I'm just starting out. You know, it's like the fight didn't make any sense back then.
But this is the thing. Just like Bernard said, you just make excuses all the time. He said, first he said that he would spar, they had a what's the name, this, that, and the fourth. He not ready. Then he said, oh, I'll fight him, just send a contract. Now he's saying, oh yeah, you know, whatever, we can do it. Now it was a pay-per-view star. First it was a pay-per-view star now. Come on, man, you know like I know, dude wasn't no part of him. And just like if they put him in the ring together, I know what's going to happen. Everybody knows what's going to happen. Okay, look. This is my thing. If everything you say is true, that behind the scenes, Quillen don't want no parts of Golovkin, then why show me some videos where Golovkin in the ring calling guys out? He don't call people. A lot of people don't call nobody out. He how do you call somebody out? Those mouths don't get fed. That sounds rhetorical. How can you tell a dude who barely knows English, who's not, that's not barely know English. He barely knows English. Okay, then look. That's like, hold on. That's just like you sitting up here. That's just like you, a lot of fighters, some fighters don't have that temperament to call people out. They don't do that. He don't do it. Now, we wish sometimes fighters will, but you keep saying some dudes call them out. But in the same hand, if these dudes want to fight, why they don't tell these people to send a contract? And if that's the case, why you hear Peter Quillen never call him out?
He called out Andre Ward. He answered Andre Ward.
Oh. Peter Quillen get in the ring and he don't call his name. When they asked Golovkin who you fight, he said, look, bring him on. He's on the way, bring him. I said, he just Peter Quillen call out Sergio. Who? I said he call out Sergio. They don't call him. People call out Sergio. They ask him, will you fight Sergio? He said, yes, I will fight him. You ask him, he'll say, yes, he's a fighter. He'll fight anybody. He'll fight anybody you put him in a ring with.
Golovkin ain't afraid of nobody.
Don't say because he don't call him out.
Peter Quillen is the only guy at that weight class that got enough pop to get his attention. Then we gonna see what GGG is at. Because Quillen gonna hit him. Quillen gonna hit him. Now we gonna see if he can take what Quillen dish out. Because Quillen ain't that skilled of a boxer, we know that. But what he do is he put people on their back. So
he loads up a lot, right?
Right.
Look at the mistake that he makes in front of Golovkin ain't a defensive liability like you think he is. If you look at the Macklin fight, Macklin never. Well, to be honest with you, Macklin ain't that scared.
right, I told you that man went in there to try to survive.
Listen, just look at the things he do, the way he get underneath, the way he come back and step over, things like that, things that you may not see that I see. You know what I'm saying? He get his head real low. So a lot of them punches that you think be bouncing off and hitting shoulders, that's what he does. A lot of people, I watch these dudes since the amateurs. And you just watch these dudes. I've been watching these dudes for over 10, 12 years.
I don't watch watch him no 10, 12 years, but I did see him in the amateur. I saw him fight after Andre Durrell, and Andre Durrell about to quit, and made every excuse in the world when he got his butt beat by GGG. I mean, I seen him. I mean, I saw his hype then, but I knew he was beatable.
And I'm being honest with you, that was the close fight between Ward and Durrell. I mean, between Durrell and Gennady Golovkin.
Nah, it wasn't. Golovkin beat him easy. Y'all was close in your mind. It was close. Durrell wanted no parts of that fight no more. All he was about was crying. His corner trying to tell him to stop crying.
Durrell was boxing smart. It was just GGG pressure was there. It was just the pressure that was really getting to him. And not only just that, people don't give him credit how good he cut off a ring and how patient he is. He don't just go out there fighting. People do give him credit for it.
I mean, he get credit for stuff he ain't doing. You heard about his sparring, how he killing a man, he breaking ribs. I'm like, they giving him so much credit, it's unbelievable.
But we talking about sparring. I mean, that's Kovalov that killed somebody. But and that's just like, and hold on. And that's just another thing that I'm shooting into about the war situation. How y'all, show war stuff talking about, oh, these guys don't have to leave their country and all that stuff. But these guys fought outside their country. You said Chris John got to stay over in Indonesia. Chris John came over here a few times in court. Yeah, where? Where? What you doing over here? Listen, he fought Rocky Warren twice over here. Rocky Warren? Huh? He was in Chicago. He fought Rocky Warren. He fought him. That was around, I think, about maybe 2008, 2009, because he actually fought on Floyd Mayweather. He fought once in LA and once in Las Vegas. He fought on Floyd Mayweather undercard. The man fought Rocky Warren, he fought Marquez, and he fought nobody else. Yeah, but you gotta look at, not only just that, name somebody that's in that division back then, but Marquez and Rocky Warren. Right now. That man was ranked everybody out of fight. It makes more business sense for him to stay over there. This dude makes over $2 million fighting. Hold on over there. Hold on. So wait a minute. So Andre Ward, if he staying in Oakland, because these people tell him you can make some money right here in Oakland. All right, if he can't make his money in Oakland, but Chris John can make his money. Can I ask you a question? Will Ward make more money fighting in here or fighting over Canada? Fighting in Canada? I'm going to ask you a question. How much money Andre Ward going to make for him and his family ain't none of my goddamn business to be telling this man, you need to leave, you need to stop what you do. Imagine my broke ass on YouTube telling this motherfucking millionaire what you need to do to go make some money. And why can't I put that shit to my own pocket? Can I ask you a question? How many times has he made over $1 million? I don't care. How many times has he made over $1 million? Listen, you talk that about everybody else, Chris John and all of them, about how they don't need it because it's business for this and how they need to come over here. Answer my question. How many times? I never said Chris John should come over here for business. I said if Chris John and all them other guys can fight in their hometowns and nobody complains, why do you complain? Everybody did complain and they came over here because nobody's complaining because they came over here and fought. They didn't left their country. Andre Ward has fought in California his whole career. Name one fighter who's at the top of his game that never took his ass on the road. Name one. That's what they said. Who won? One fighter. Look, give me one Andre Ward. I'm going to tell you Andre Ward. Now look, okay, I don't know Andre Ward, he took me a first chance. You know how much Andre Ward made over $1 million? I can tell you right now. Alright, but you the real question. How much you make? He only made over $1 million just his last fight. He made 1.5, 1.6 versus Chad Dawson. Well, check this out. He never made over $1 million until you can't tell me. If you a millionaire, look, let me get a word in. I don't know what you do, but what I do is, I talk about boxing, I talk about what they do. Look, so I don't know what it is, but I just want to ask you, how can you come up here, that's already off, or that's certainly off, you cut me off, well, I'm going to
make more. I would love to see him do it, but I'm not in a position sitting at home to tell this man, a millionaire, to what he needs to be doing to make more money. You can't call him a millionaire that only made $1 million one time. You can't tell me Andre Ward is worth $1 million easy. Hey, let me ask you a question. If you're a great fighter, name one great fighter that never won over and fought somebody on their terms. Name one person. Name one great fighter. If you're great and if you're the best, the way people think you are and the way most people think that you are, name one. Why couldn't he go over to Canada and fight Pascal? Bute? Or why couldn't he go over and give Sasha a rematch? Because the thing is, Andre Ward thinks he's bigger than what he is, and hold on, see, that's what this is all about. What it really all boils down to is the fact that you think Andre Ward, you think Andre Ward thinks he all that, okay? And me and him, we all these guys, but yet, even if he beat him, they still got the right to tell him what terms they want to fight on. Let me get that word. You can't. It's funny how y'all do that. How reasonable you sound here. But when I did a video even suggesting that Floyd fight Canelo at 154, everybody come down with me, oh man, Floyd can't do what he want to do. You can't tell Floyd, man, what I don't like that. No, I don't like that. And I think any fight over 147 pounds is a junior welterweight fight. The kid is 23 years old. It's not like the weight is going to kill him. And I think it's fair because actually Canelo, you talk about one fighter who's a natural welterweight and one fighter who could be I think it's fair to meet somewhere in the middle. I don't have no problem with that. I do.
I don't like catchweights. 154 is already a catchweight. 154 is already a catchweight. That weight class didn't exist. They made that a catchweight. So now we doing catchweights for catchweights. It's ridiculous.
But I don't have no problem. I wouldn't have no problem if it was at 54 or whatever. I wouldn't even have no problem with that. But what I'm saying with Andre Ward is, right, you saying that he cleaned out 168, right? But the big part of basically cleaned it out. Of course he ain't fight everybody. Ain't nobody fought everybody in the division.
But see,
I mean, at one point in time now, I'm not comparing or being on Floyd's run, but Floyd cleaned out 130 pounds.
Floyd ain't no fighter in the history of boxing ever fought every single person in the division that was ranked. Nobody. I don't care who you talk.
Okay, you want to listen. You want to go? I don't think you want to go there with me because I can tell you every fighter he fought at 130 that was wrong.
For all these alphabet bells, you let me get
you could saying it. I'm calling you on it right now and telling you. When he fought Chicken Hernandez was considered the number 1 or the number 2 guy in the division. He beat him. Then turned around and beat Angel Manfredi, who considered with most people the number 2, maybe number 3 guy. He fought solid top contenders like Justin Juco, Hernandez, and guys like that. Then he fought Jesus Chavez, who was ranked in the top 10 in the division. Also he fought what's the other kid's name? Carlos Hernandez. Also he fought Diego Morales, who most people consider was the hand and foot of the top guys in the division. You want to go for more. So I mean, don't say to me, listen, you just prove my point. You just prove my point. How many people you just named a few people? What I'm telling you is this. You're too eager to disagree with me when you were fighting. I got a lot of control. Listen, you say I just thought you the top guys in the division. Brother, you saying the same thing I'm saying. You just want to disagree with me. That's all I want to do. I'm telling you what to tell me. Listen, bro. I said Andre Ward cleaned out his division basically because no fighter has fought every single person in the division. That's a fact. You just said Floyd cleaned out his division. But what you're doing is you said the way Floyd cleaned out his division is the same way I say Andre Ward cleaned out his division.
Hold on. Hey, this is my problem. My only problem I have with Andre Ward and that cleared the division out is that when that tournament started, there is one fighter that they was considered greater than him that wasn't in the tournament, which was Bute. and that was the guy left to beat. And he never went to fight him, and he had the
This is the
chance.
thing. How can you say a man cleaned out the division when he only fought the top 2 guys in the division? Nobody answered that. The last time I checked, Andre Ward was called the undisputed champion of that weight class, even though Bute had the IBF. Now, if Bute, him and Bute, I would have loved to see that fight. It didn't happen. Just like we didn't get to see Pacquiao and Mayweather. We didn't get to see
Right, but why did the Bute fight happen?
it happened. Because they had ego problems, and they didn't want, and both of the motherfuckers was listening to people in the outside boxing.
You think Bute is on the internet?
It was Andre Ward didn't want to go to Canada where the fight made sense at.
Ding! Exactly.
I'm asking you a question. If Andre Ward didn't want to go to Canada where the fight made sense at, he wanted to say, okay, you want to dump me? I'm going to go to your hometown. What's wrong with that? But why, when he can make millions of dollars, like,
See, it has to make business sense. Why would a man who can make millions of dollars go somewhere to fight you for $100,000? I mean, that just don't make business sense. I mean, you gotta understand that you can't say I'm just doing the boxing and don't talk about the business sense. The business sense, you gotta do them both. You gotta do them both.
He say things like it can be just done in a mythical sense, like it is not like that. You have to think business also on that side of boxing. You can't say Ward cleaned out a division when he only fought the number one guy who was Kessler, and then he fought the number 3 guy. The number 3 guy, which at the time, matter of fact, I'm sorry, not even the number 4 guy, the number 3 guy at that time, which was what's his name? And say he cleaned out the division. You can't say that. You can say he fought the top 2 guys. He didn't even fight solid top 10 guys in the division. You can't even say that. Okay, so if we don't play this game, that you open it up.
I give him credit. I give him credit for beating them guys in 6'6".
Ward did clean out the division because he didn't fight Bute. Now, you're using ammunition for haters to say, oh, it's Ray. He ain't cleaned out no division. He ain't did nothing. Oh, you can't say it. Listen. I consider a guy fighting the top 5 guys in the division and this day and era, I can consider that cleaning out the division. If you're fighting the top 5 guys in your division, top 5. Not the bottom, if it's the top 5, I can consider that cleaning out the division.
Exactly.
It's not like the old days where you can fight guys 2, 3, and 4 times. It's not like that no more. If you can fight the top 5 guys in the division, I can say you're cleaning out the division.
That's right.
Even if you look at quiet as kept, to be honest with you, he's cleaning out the welterweight, but a lot of people not giving him no credit for that.
Yeah, he been cleaned it out. He done cleaned it out, came back and cleaned it some more. How many times did he clean out welterweight, became the lineal welterweight champion, left, came back, and won it again?
I can hear it.
Oh, my bad. I said he came and won the lineal welterweight championship, left, came back, and did it again. There's nobody who's done that.
No. See how you just did that? Very clever. Very clever. And what? It's in your mind.
Okay.
That's very clever. Now, you just said that Floyd won the lineal title twice, right?
Yeah, he did it twice.
Okay, now, how did he win the lineal title twice if he ain't got all the belts?
The lineal championship is you ain't got to have all the belts. You have to beat the lineal champion. No. No, I didn't say that. I did not say that. You're not listening. When Floyd won the welterweight championship, who was ranked over Floyd? Who would you put over Floyd? Floyd beat the lineal champion. The lineal champion is the guy who is the legitimate champion no matter what. Carlos Baltimore was the legitimate welterweight champion of the world because he beat Zab Judah. He just couldn't afford to pay the money to keep all the belts. So he just kept the WBC. That doesn't mean he's not the lineal champion. He is the lineal champion. That is the man.
I would agree with you, Karceno. I only made that point because I feel the same way about Andre Ward.
But Andre Ward didn't beat a lineal champion. He never beat the lineal champion. I give him credit But Butte was the man. When he came there, Butte was the man that was up there next to you. And you had the chance to make that fight happen, and he didn't. And Butte was the man. That's like saying Manny Pacquiao was greater than Floyd. It was ridiculous to mention that because Pacquiao had already lost.
Okay, listen. See, we go on a circle. Now look, Floyd won the lineal title twice because he beat the guy who was recognized as the best welterweight in the world. Correct?
Yep.
Yeah. And listen, be careful what you gonna say because I'm about to do a video and show you my Ring magazine. All right. Now listen. Was it Kessler ranked as the best?
I'm not. You going off a fan base. I'm talking about factual. I'm going off factual. You going off fan base. Fan base saying this guy was ranked number 1. I'm talking about who was lineally the champion. Shane Mosley, when Floyd left, Margarito beat Cotto to become the lineal champion. Shane Mosley beat Margarito to become the lineal welterweight champion of the world. I know, but I'm trying to tell you, what you missing.
He's trying to say Andre Ward is the lineal champion because he beat Kessler.
I know, but this is what I know what he's trying to say, but this is what I'm finna try to say to that. That he had that ranking because people made him number 1. He never beat anybody that was the lineal champion to become the lineal champion. That's what I'm trying to sell 78. I know where you're going, but he's not the lineal champion.
Only reason why a lot of people consider him number 1 was because he fought Calzaghe.
And he lost! He lost! That's the only fight he had and he lost! He's a bum! Kessler is a bum! He is a bum! I don't know how many times must I mention it.
Look, there's 2 of y'all talking. Y'all gonna have to figure out who's gonna get whooped. Which one y'all gonna get it? Listen, you can debate with me all day. I'm right here. Go ahead, Karceno.
No, I'm saying Kessler was a bum. He was not the lineal anything. They ranked him number 1 because they had nobody to put it in.
Kessler was a bum?
Bum, yes, bum with a capital B-U-M. Name me somebody he beat. Bum. Bum. Yes, he's bum. Straight bum.
Tell me who the fuck Carlos Baltimore was?
Carlos Baltimore was a way better boxer than him. Way better boxer. You tell me Kessler could go undefeated for 8.5 years. You tell me that. Who was Kessler knocking out? Kessler beat Alan Green. He went life and death with Alan Green. Calzaghe made him look like an amateur. This dude cannot beat anybody.
Who got more wins over top 10 fighters? Kessler or Baltimore? 78.
No, he don't.
You sure? You want to say Kessler? Because Baltimore was fighting a bunch of bums in Mexico. He was like direct first. Are you worried about that? Listen, hold on. Listen, I don't hear nothing about no rankings because ranking systems is the same system they had Amir Khan ranked as the number 2 welterweight in the world. I'm not talking about that. We know it was ranked there. We know the truth, 78. We know the truth, but do you know who he beat during his 8-win winning streak? I mean, his 8-year winning streak. Who he beat? You tell me. That's you. You're understanding him. Okay, I'm gonna tell you who he beat. I'm gonna tell you who he beat. He beat Joshua Clottey. He gave Joshua Clottey his first loss. Clottey was a bad one. Clottey up there with Bolsonaro.
Clottey is better than Kessler. Clottey's better than Kessler. I can name 5 people better than Kessler.
Then he turned around and beat Zab, and Zab was the number 1 welterweight in the world, the undisputed champion. Came on with bars. He kept on winning, beating World War.
Has Kessler ever done that? Kessler won Froch. Froch was his only victory.
Then he turned around and did something your boy Andre Ward did. He went over he went in the Dan's hometown and beat Dan. And Dan was the #1 fighter in the world and beat him.
Then he beat Arturo Gotti. Then he knocked out Gotti. He ended Gotti's career basically. He knocked out Gotti.
And then turned around and knocked out Gotti in Atlantic City in Gotti's hometown. See, this is what fighters do when fighters are considered, they want to be the best. They go in your hometown, don't care about none of that. Hometown, go in your hometown and beat you.
Oh, okay, you know what? I absolutely agree with you. That's why I feel like Butte should have came to Andre Ward hometown since he was done.
To fight for crumbs. To fight for crumbs.
Business for him to go over there.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It wasn't like Butte was scared. You see, he went over to the UK. He went over to the UK.
Let me ask you a question. We're going to keep it with it. Where do you think the fight for Andre Ward and Butte should take place at? If we talking business sense and boxing sense, where should it take place at?
For business sense, I would love to see it happen in Canada.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But how can we all sit up here and say Ward is this and Ward is that if Ward ain't going to nobody else's backyard and fighting them?
Okay, I got one question for you. Do you think that Lucian Butte, or do you think Lucian Butte can beat Andre Ward?
Do I think so? I honestly think so. I don't think nobody really at 168 pounds can beat Andre Ward on top. Now, I know some fighters that can maybe threaten him, maybe an Edwin Rodriguez because of his weight and skill. I think will give Ward a hell of a time.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, how about going to, if you're at that place now, how about going up to 175 where you got some killers up there?
He ain't gonna go. He ain't gonna go. He ain't gonna go. He ain't gonna go. He ain't that kind of fighter.
What you guys are saying, it makes good sense. All I'm saying is you gotta be careful with the arguments you put out. Karceno will tell you. You gotta be careful with the arguments you put on YouTube because when you post this video, there's gonna be people in the comment section talking about, yeah, Floyd never leaves Las Vegas because he's on that Xanadrin. So
I don't care about them. They can say that all they want.
Going to Portland, Oregon, he went to Gotti hometown in Atlantic City. He didn't went to
that was a lifetime ago. That's a lifetime ago, man. Hold on, right now.
He has to leave now when he's making $30-something million a fight and it makes sense in Las Vegas. If Andre wasn't fighting Las Vegas, I wouldn't mind that because Las Vegas is better.
Floyd is like I keep telling people, he's not like on an average fighter scale. He has a contract with the MGM Grand. They pay him $20+ million a fight to host it.
You remember, listen, Andre Ward, okay, has been on top of his division for a short time now. Okay? Now, Andre Ward is under so much pressure to prove this and prove that when, if you look at the same time of their career, forget about the age, because we know the age difference. I'm talking about the same time point in their career. Andre Ward fighting on Showtime, fighting on HBO. This man, when other fighters were doing, like, let's use Floyd for example. When Floyd was fighting Castillo and all the guys, Floyd wasn't the man as far as financially until he beat Oscar De La Hoya. Now, Andre Ward is trying to do the same thing by fighting a hyped up guy with a lot of fan base in Chavez Jr. Once he beats Chavez Jr. and he brings in that attention, he's gonna start doing all those things. So, that's
fight a guy like shit, man. That's it. Why not go to 175 and fight the guys with big names like a Bernard,
right,
where he can have an opportunity to? Why not go over? Why not? If you really want to make some money, why not go over England? You can beat Carl Fox. Fight him over England. They offer him
easy money. That's easy money. Easy money.
Andre Ward. Listen, I got an interview coming up with Andre Ward. We're gonna discuss all this stuff. Now, the only reason he ain't fought we're over here and fought Carl Fox in England is because Carl Fox management is talking cash shit, so ego will get in the way. When you think somebody's selling you or trying to punk you or acting like they want the show, your ego will get in the way. You're not going to.
Why are they trying to poke him when they offering him more money?
Listen. Somebody can't come to you like, look, you can't put a statement out saying, oh well, yeah, we'll fight Ward in a rematch. If it's on hard times and he do what we tell him to do, then we'll fight him.
No, that's the case. They're not doing that. I talk to Ward manager all the
Yep.
For what? What?
I mean, yeah, that's what you mean for what?
Okay.
I mean, what he's supposed to do? Just sit at 168?
Karceno, y'all got way too many standards for Andre Ward now. Listen.
No, we don't. No, we don't. We just saying fight somebody. That's all we're saying. Fight some damn body.
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you what happened with Andre Ward. When Andre Ward beat Chad Dawson, and a couple of us said that we think he pound number one until Floyd get more active, and now Floyd active again, so he back pound number one. But when we said that, y'all got so mad that y'all put all these ridiculous stuff on Andre Ward. This man gotta do everything. Let the man do. I'm not saying that, but listen, right, at the end of the day, if you're the best fighter in the world, if you feel like you're the number one pound for pound fighter in the world, why not tell him hold on. Okay, he's not, but if you feel like he's great like you say he is, why not tell Chad, listen, I know you can't make 168, I know this is going to drain you. Why not? Chad Dawson was the one who X-Flair. I got no tape.
Hey, look, I ain't even worried about the Dawson fight. I'm not tripping on it. Whatever happened in the Dawson fight happened. But this is my question to you. You say he cleaned out 168, cool, that's fine. But what is he supposed to do? Just sit there? Cause if you clean out 168, what you gonna do? You supposed to go up, right?
Karceno, as long as he can make that weight, why would he have to go up in weight?
Okay, cool. Okay, that's what you said. You don't have to go up in weight. That's cool. Fight Edwin Rodriguez. Fight Edwin Rodriguez. He at 168 already. You want to fight in your hometown? He'll fight in your hometown. Fight Edwin Rodriguez. There you go. That's it.
Listen, now, Andre Ward fight at 168 pounds, and as long as he can make that weight safely, okay, why would he leave that weight class when he's seeing the future? He's seeing Chavez Jr.
Chavez Jr. is the future? Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
You're holding this man. I asked you a question. No, hold on. Let me ask you a question. Let me finish my point first, man. Look, y'all in Andre Ward pocket talking about money this, money that. He's planning for a future fight with Chavez Jr., which is going to put millions of dollars in his pocket, but y'all don't like that.
But you don't care about the money. Remember, you don't care if he
I'm talking about dollars.
And now, all of a sudden, when it's for Andre Ward, and he can get to fight a duck that everybody knows is a complete joke of a fight with Chavez Jr. Oh, it's about the money. Oh, he trying to make that money. He could have made that money with Butte. Over in Canada.
This is what I'm trying to tell you. You guys are making the statement, you're making the argument that Andre Ward needs to be about his money. He needs to go over here and fight this guy. He needs to go over here. Why would he do that when Chavez Jr. is going to come to him? He's like Lonnie Golovkin of Manly. Fight ain't going to happen. That is not quite happening. HBO ain't got no choice. They're going to make it happen. HBO is going to make Chavez Jr., Andre Ward fight happen. They're going to make Lonnie Golovkin versus Andre Ward because they ain't got nobody else to fight.
I believe it.
He got a couple guys to go up 175. They wanted him to fight. Listen, at 175, you got guys. You got Kovalov, a fight that HBO really want to make. And I'm being honest with you. I'm keeping it real with you. I think Kovalov will punch holes through him. Now, and we're talking about Andre.
But it's funny to me how it's all about the business. But so you think Butte wouldn't be a better fight? You would rather see him fight Chavez Jr. than fight Butte? He could fight Butte at 168. So he didn't have to go nowhere. He could have fought Butte at 168, and he would have made way more money. But all of a sudden, it's like, look, we can't tell him to go over there and do this about his money. But it's okay with Chavez Jr. because he's going to make money.
That's right. He's making for his career. He wants to fight. He don't want to go overseas and fight right now, and he want to wait.
But that's okay. It's okay to let that go. I just want to make sure that's okay. It's okay for a pound-for-pound supposed fighter. That's what he's supposed to do. See, the thing is, they want to give Andre Ward all the credit that they give Floyd Mayweather, but they don't want to give him none of the backslash. All the backslash, it's always an excuse for Andre Ward. Oh, no, he can go ahead and fight Chavez Jr. It's okay. If Floyd Mayweather did that, they would have nailed him to the cross.
You see that?
The truth finally came out, y'all. Karceno said they want to give Ward all this credit, so that's what it all boils down to.
Yeah, y'all. I'm basing it on your conversation. Or your whole conversation this time, from when we started was, we can't talk about Ward money. I don't care about that. I don't care about the man money. He can, right. Now it ain't about no money. Now when it's Chavez Jr., man, but look at all the money he can make off Chavez Jr. That's a good money fight for him. Now you want to bring in the money.
Hold on. I brought that point out for you. Y'all too. Y'all talking about his money. That's why I brought Chavez Jr. I said my point to you was, if y'all so concerned about him making money, then why you so against him fighting Chavez Jr.? If, like you said, Butte can't beat him anyway.
Because we don't care about the money. The money and the fight has to both make sense. Right. You gotta make. I don't care about no money if it's a bomb fight. Now you gotta understand, this is a business, but it's also boxing. They gotta both make sense. Butte and money. Which one would you take? Butte or the money, or Chavez Jr. and some money against Andre Ward? Who gonna want to see that? Who will pay on pay-per-view to see Chavez Jr., a guy that's 200-some pounds, kill himself to make weight to try to fight Andre Ward? A guy that's 200-some pounds right now, trying to kill himself to come down.
Chavez Jr. is now a super middleweight.
Yeah, a super middleweight, he a heavyweight. Did you see the picture of him?
He's gonna fight that super middleweight now.
Yeah.
Andre Ward go up where HBO's gonna make him a Chavez Jr.
I mean, but who wants to see that? When they see him right now today, the man is like 220-some pounds, in depression, can't train worth nothing. Last time we saw him, he was smoking weed and eating bowls of cereals in his pink underwear. I mean, he ain't coming off no dominant performance. Then he finna fight this Vera so they can cook up some pay-per-view for Andre Ward to fight this Chavez Jr. We know it's a joke, but is that what y'all want for your pay-per-view fighter?
I'm gonna watch it.
I know it is. I know, because that's what y'all want to see. But it's okay for one guy, but it ain't okay for the other guy. Y'all standards is unbelievable. Y'all standards is unbelievable. It's okay for Andre Ward to go pick up Chavez Jr., a guy who could barely box. He could barely make weight. We don't even know if he's going to make weight for this fight. Every weigh-in is something crazy with Chavez Jr., so we don't know what the weight gonna be today. Every drug test is something crazy. Is either the diuretic, he ain't take a drug test at all, or he got weed in his system. We ain't seen him pass the drug test yet.
You gotta realize this. 78 is pro-black. We teach that pro-blackness and stuff like that.
I love the brothers too, but truth is truth. I mean, truth is truth. If you ain't gonna fight the best,
I'm coming when I want to come down to boxing. Listen, let me tell you this.
What?
I'm gonna stay away from the race issue on Karceno page. I'm gonna tell you this. What I just said ain't got nothing to do with race. What it got to do with is this. Andre Ward, if y'all gonna be sitting here talking about this, what y'all say, alright? Now don't interrupt me, because y'all been good for that tonight. Now look, y'all say Andre Ward gotta go and fight somebody overseas, right? But then when I say, why is it okay for these other champions to fight in their hometown, make their money, but Andre Ward, he can't fight in his hometown, right? Then y'all got an excuse for that. Then y'all say, well, Andre Ward, he didn't clean out the division because he didn't fight Butte, right? So and y'all say he's not a lineal champion, right? Even though he beat all the other champions, he's not a lineal champion. But then you turn around and say, Florida lineal champion, because he beat Baltimore, then he retired and came back and beat some other guys. Okay, now, he beat Victor Ortiz, alright, so, Ortiz, that's that dude. Now, so that's a double standard there, right? Floyd's the lineal champion, but yet, Ward's not the lineal champion, right? Alright, listen, then y'all say that Andre Ward needs to go and make some money, right? Y'all ain't even talking about he needs to go make some money. He already got a plan to make some money because he's trying to fight Chavez Jr. But y'all say, no. We want to see you go make money fighting in somebody else's hometown. We want to see you fight Pascal and Butte and all them guys. And Carl Fox, even though you already beat him, you got to go and buy down to Carl Fox's turn. This is about Carl Fox. See the money, man. You got to listen to what Carl Fox got
one that didn't go to somebody else's hometown or didn't fight on the road? Name one.
I mean, look. That ain't even it. Look. I'm gonna answer everything he just asked. I'm gonna answer everything you just ran down, 78. I'm gonna answer everything for you, okay? Now,
I
didn't cut you off. You went a whole time. We both sit here and we ain't saying shit. We both let you run all that shit down.
You made your bed. I was your bed. Now look, if Andre, look, this is my thing. Andre Ward is still fighting. He's still a young fighter in his boxing career. Now, y'all talking about he ain't did this or he ain't did that. Y'all talking about, y'all acting like somebody said Andre Ward is the greatest fighter of all time. If somebody said that, then you dissect him like that. Y'all dissect you, dude, like he been fucking fighting for 16, 20 years. Now, I'm done.
Andre Ward have had an injury-ridden career. They made the Super 6 tournament for him to boost him up because he went through so many injuries through his career. The man since 2004 has had knee injury. These are not like minor injuries. These are major injuries. He had an elbow injury in 2006. In 2008, he played basketball, ripped his knee up completely, and almost ruined his deal with Goose and Tudor because he wasn't even boxing when he injured his knee. He just went through another major surgery, so it's his inactivity has all been him. It's not no one else's fault. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is that you taking this the wrong way. When we're talking about we want to see Andre Ward make some money, but we want to see him fight the right fight that make money. We ain't gonna talk about something just so he can make some money. We don't care about that. We want to see a good fight that makes business sense. There's a difference than just saying, oh, go get some money. I don't want to see him fight Chavez Jr. You mean to tell me you would rather see him fight Chavez Jr. and get money, and when he can make more money fighting a fight that's more intriguing than Butte?
No.
I'm asking you.
You said call Fox shit make more sense. But Butte ain't gonna bring no more money to Chavez Jr. Wow. We got to do a show proof.
Oh, wow.
If you put Chavez Jr., Andre Ward on pay-per-view in America, how much do you think it would sell? It would sell more than Butte versus Andre Ward? In Canada, that's what you think? Because they pay-per-view over there, they're giving him half of the pay-per-view. And you know what that pay-per-view is? Wait a minute. Who has the pay-per-view? Who? Canada. If they put that fight over in Canada, that fight will be pay-per-view. You said something. You said in Canada, they're giving somebody half the pay-per-view. Who is that? Yeah, they're giving Andre Ward half the pay-per-view. In Canada, they will give him half pay-per-view. Interbox will give him a deal with half of the pay-per-view. Okay. Well, I gotta see some video evidence or some paperwork. Because if we give it them, look, because if what you said is true, then absolutely, I agree with you. But until it's proven, okay, because a couple hours ago, the internet was buzzing about how Gary Russell Jr. was ducking goddamn Ponce de Leon. I told the Gary Russell Jr. He said, nah, that's some bullshit. That's some internet bullshit.
Yeah, I never bought that anyway. That was never a deal. Steven Espinoza.
The thing about the Ponce de Leon fight, they wanted to fight, they turned it down because Gary Russell said he wanted to get another tune-up. Gary Russell said nobody from his camp was ever contacted about no Ponce de Leon. He said that was a rumor that started on the internet and everybody flew with it.
No, the only thing that happened, and Steven Espinoza said it, is that Ponce de Leon mentioned Gary Russell as a possible opponent, that he wanted to fight Gary Russell. That's all he said. He said he would want to fight Gary Russell in his next fight. The fans went like, oh man, he want Gary Russell. Russell gonna duck him. Turned it down. So there was never any paperwork involved. They wanted to do the fight, but Russell got his own plans. He got another fight. He finna do a tune-up. He ain't just finna jump in no big fight like that without a tune-up when his hand just got healed. But that's what I'm saying. For Ward,
not only that,
come on.
Making $100,000 a fight, man. So that is what it is. So he ain't got a what's the name right now. I mean, they've been offering him title shots and things like that, but he
he getting $100,000 a fight guarantee, and that's all he's doing is banking that money. But it's time for him to step up. It's time for him to step up.
Yeah, it's time for everybody. But I'm saying, as far as that war situation, that's a done deal. He either got to fight the guys at 168 or fight the guys at 175. All these dudes at 154 trying to make them come up. It's like, are you kidding me?
Look. See, y'all keep saying make them come up, man. But I'm gonna tell you something. Andre Ward never said calling out Golovkin, what's your Andre Ward name? He said he would like to one day fight Andre Ward. He said he'll go anywhere. He'll fight anybody from 154 to 175. That's what that man said.
Yes, he did. And that's cool. Okay, go ahead.
So why is it that when Golovkin, when he put that out there, why is we putting all this pressure on Ward? We hold him accountable like he's picking on small guys.
That's cool. I mean, I would buy Golovkin. I would buy Golovkin and Andre Ward. Now, if Golovkin goes up to 168 to fight Ward, I'm with that. I'm with that. Okay, I'm with that. We ain't got no problems here. I'll see Golovkin fight Andre Ward before I want to see Chavez Jr. fight Andre Ward. I mean, be serious.
It's about being competitive. Like,
right, I don't want to see no whitewash.
Fighter making their money, but let's make it competitive. Let's not make it one side, one now. If it goes into a fight, I can live with a fight being 60-40 going into the ring where it's going to be a favorite. If whoever Andre Ward fight from 168 to 175, he's going to be a favorite no matter what. But there's guys out there that I'm going to give him a go. You got guys out there like a Kovalov, maybe a Gennady Golovkin. I mean, that's probably the only people I see that could probably give them a little bit. Maybe Pascal, maybe.
I think Rodriguez would give him a good fight.
Yeah, Rodriguez is there.
That's what I'm saying.
And when I interviewed him, what he said? He said, man, back then when the Super 6 was going on, you know, we was just young. You know, get ready to come up, but now, you know, it's our time. We need our shot. You know, and it's true. They ready for their shot now.
168 and get that for a shot. That's crazy.
Yeah.
He gonna end up giving him a shot, man. Just come on, man. Man gotta earn his stripes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we gotta see. I mean, I don't believe it. Andre Ward calling out Chavez Jr., so that don't lead me to believe he gonna get nobody a shot.
Chavez Jr. is gonna move up, and after he fights Vera, if he beat Vera, he gonna fight Bika, and he gonna get that belt, because Bika holding that belt for Chavez Jr., and then Ward and Chavez Jr. gonna fight. Now, in between that time, yeah, I think Ward should be fighting some relevant dudes in his weight class. I'm not gonna argue that, but all I'm saying is that's all we saying.
That's all we saying.
I agree with that. I'm just not for shitting on him because he don't want to go and overseas to fight. I mean, you know, if we still having this conversation in 2 years, then yeah, it's a goddamn problem. But right now, I'm not tripping on it right now.
But it's okay. But listen, it's okay to take all his top challenges in Oakland, but it's not okay for him to go over there and take all other top challenges over in their backyard or somewhere neutral. So it's cool for that.
See, that's the problem that people have with Ward is that he didn't pay his dues. You know, it's like everybody has to pay their dues. He got a red carpet laid out for him as soon as he came out.
Look, man. Come on, man. If that's the case, shouldn't have pay his dues. He had the red carpet laid out for him. Out to the hood, they had the red carpet laid out for him. That's what happens when he's in the
Hold on. This is what I'm saying, though. Them dudes fought the best dudes on equal terms. He fought, you know, they fought the top guys. It was like everybody, it wasn't no Chavez Juniors back then. It was some killers, and he fought them dudes on equal terms.
Look, where did he fight them? He fought them in time. All I'm saying is give Andre Ward some time.
How much time he got? The man ain't fought since September.
Look, man. Andre Ward has been on top of his game for a few years. You give him time to beat these guys. He just beat the other guys who the media said was all that. So give him time to fight these new guys.
Well, it's going on a year. I mean, I want to drink this Andre Ward Kool-Aid, but it's been sitting here for about a year. I want to.
Exactly.
I mean, he had one fight in 2 years. He had one fight in 2 years, basically. Since the.
I got a question for y'all. Okay. Now I want y'all to answer this honestly. Since y'all say y'all want to see a competitive fight and all of this stuff, okay, and
have no problem if the fight is I think Hollywood says if it's like 60-40. Okay. Yeah. Now, what chances, percentage-wise, do you give Canelo Alvarez to beat Floyd Mayweather?
I don't give anybody a chance against Floyd. But statistically, I mean, that's a fight that's risky. You got a young, strong 23-year-old guy who's a natural 154, and he's undefeated, fast with power in both hands against a guy that's 36 years old, who's a literally 147 fighter with an injured right hand with brittle hands, but he's the best skilled boxer in the world. That's an even matchup for me. That's way better than Ward and Chavez Jr.
No, I mean, I think, to be honest with you, at this point in time in Floyd's career, this is a big risk for Floyd. Regardless of what situation, even the prime Floyd, it would be a big risk because of Canelo's skill set. He's young, quick hands, good footwork, a little flat-footed, but still real good footwork, goes to the body, 23 years old. Yeah, I mean, probably, to be honest with you, at this point right now, the natural middleweight, I mean, it's a hell of a fight.
And who's taking them type of challenges? Who out there is taking them type of challenges? I give Pacquiao credit for fighting Brandon Rios. It ain't his choice, but he got to fight Brandon Rios, and he fighting a young, strong guy who's coming forward that's gonna bring the fight to him. But to fight those guys when you in your 30s, these young bucks, I mean, hey, it's not too many people doing it. Ain't too many people doing it.
Yeah. Okay, now, so both of y'all say it's about 50-50 fight with Floyd and Canelo?
No, it ain't no 50-50 fight for me. I mean, to me, I think it's a 99-1. I just gave you as far as the look. As far as the look, I don't see nobody challenging Floyd. Nobody challenging Floyd. Only person that can beat Floyd is Floyd. But as far as the intrigue of something could go happen, this is that fight where you gonna say, something could happen here, and it wouldn't be off the radar. The odds gonna be 2-1, 3-1. It'll be that close. I don't see it being that wide apart.
But the thing with Canelo is when he go into it, he has at least a puncher's chance.
Oh, he got more than a puncher's chance. He actually have a boxer's chance too.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. He has skills to be able to compete. But but if you go to Ward and Chavez, I mean, what skill is it for him to compete against Ward? That's what I'm saying.
Chavez Jr. is going to get his ass scored by Andre Ward, and that's why I want to leave him alone.
I mean, it's going to happen. We all know it's going to happen, but that ain't going to surprise nobody. It's going to be like, he beat the shit out of Andre Ward. He going to get more slack for it than anything. Because Chavez
nobody's
Jr.
going to be surprised when Floyd beat Canelo. Ain't nobody's going to be surprised by that. The thing is this. I like Floyd versus Canelo. I like that fight. Because I think it's going to be a competitive fight. I think it's going to be close. I think Floyd's going to win by 2 rounds.
Okay, that's good. I think it'd be a little more than that once the fight get later into the rounds. I think it'd be competitive early. Like first 5 rounds, it can go either way. But after that, you're going to start to see the distance. And you'll see the skill set setting in. Because Canelo is yet to show he can make an adjustment when something isn't going his way. He never had that happen yet. Everything is always going his way. So when something's not going his way, to him making an adjustment to try to change that, that's what he's going to have to do in this fight. And now, can he do that? That's what people want to see. Like how seasoned is he?
I think he's going to do it. I think there's going to be a lot of close rounds. There's going to be a lot of close rounds. It's going to be a controversial decision in this fight. I say it's going to be close rounds. And a lot of people are going to be like, Canelo won, or they're going to say, Floyd got robbed. It's going to be one of the two.